Do you remember Johnny Fairplay?
No.
Johnny Fairplay was a contestant on Survivor that parlayed some of that reality show fame into the world of wrestling. Was a part of NWA TNA for a few years.
Okay. So he's like a shittier Miz.
Yeah. Like way shittier.
Okay.
And he had an issue with a booking that the promoter tried to reschedule for double payment in lieu of paying upfront the night of a canceled show.
This is the case of Johnny Fairplay versus Ron Gossett. Johnny is suing wrestling promoter Ron for $5,000 in appearance fees. Ron claims he made Johnny an offer to triple his money, but Johnny refused.
I'm a wrestler. I was on the television show Survivor. I was the guy that lied about his grandma dying. I'm a bad guy wrestling personality, like a manager, like a Jimmy Hart or Bobby the Brain Heenan or a Paul Heyman.
Mouth of the South.
Absolutely.
Something
one of my
like
heroes.
That. Okay, good. Did any of the wrestlers get paid?
No, they decided to go ahead and take the booking in October.
He goes, look, I'll make it good. We'll do double the money on the October show. So I agreed to the October show.
What happened that night?
Unfortunately, it was a terrible turnout.
How expensive is it to put on an event like this?
Your Honor, it's going to get into the $20,000, $25,000 range, and that's not including, the building. When you start talking about talent, their fees, lodging, and then you're talking about advertising. I even brought and submitted to the court, a poster, a flyer of some of the event that we do. When we go into that, we also put on television, commercials, radio. It's very expensive.
As somebody who dabbles in graphic design, I just needed to pause this and point out some of the artwork here.
It's very different.
Yeah.
How would you describe this, Brett? Not centered.
Not centered. Having a lot of fun with word art.
What was this made with?
I have no idea. MS Paint, maybe.
Not even. Yeah, not even.
It seems like it was made with like multiple different applications.
Wow. So the flyer's not so great. The advertising didn't go so well for our big buddy here. This man is comically round.
Yeah.
And I'm body positive, but this guy.
We know Johnny Fairplay. We know he's lied about his dead grandmother on television.
True.
But, he's playing a character to some extent. But there seems to be a sort of like a carny aspect to him. But who's more carny than a wrestling promoter? This guy, he's talking about how much money he's putting in. $25,000. None of that's going to the advertising budget.
No.
Look at that thing. This is the ugliest flyer I've ever seen.
It's not informative.
It's not informative. It's a bunch of weirdly stretched photos and word art, like hundreds of fonts.
Yeah.
But are you familiar with Ron Gossett and the UCW?
Universal Championship Wrestling. Can't say I've heard of it.
Would it help if you had maybe sort of a witness?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, somebody to kind of talk about this as well. Yeah, I'd like to hear some, because right now it's one word against the other. You said he'd pay me double. He's saying, and he's not saying that Johnny Fairplay wouldn't get paid for the show he did. He's saying he didn't. He's just not paying him double.
Johnny Fairplay wanted to get paid the night of.
Like, instead of getting, like, he wanted $10,000. Like, if his appearance fee was $5,000, he made, like, they were going to double it to $10,000 for this show, but the guy didn't make it, so he paid him $5,000. So he still owes him $5,000 according to this.
I believe it's the show got canceled.
The first show got canceled.
And he said, come back for a second show and I'll pay you double. I might not have the money now because I put down all this money to put on the show.
And then he came and did the second show, and it didn't do a great house. The advertising, just the risk they took in their alternative forms of advertising didn't pan out. And I think he still paid him something. Let's go back to it. Maybe they'll answer my question.
Mr. Gossett, I understand that we have a witness on video on your behalf.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Let's play the video.
I'm Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, and I work for Ron many attacks. I got Ronnie's back on this one. There was 3 shows. The second one got rained out. What sport doesn't get rained out? They do it in football, baseball, golf. I mean, you can't control the weather. And the third show, I was paid in full. Johnny needs to stop being a little bitch, stop going to court. And if you don't like it, wrestle me for the money.
Johnny's being a little bitch.
So he did. So there were 3 shows, and he got paid for 2 of them and didn't get paid for the third one that got rained out. Nobody got paid for that one. But he said, I'll try to pay you double on the next booking to make up for it. And he couldn't do it because he didn't make enough money.
Yeah.
That's the story here. Okay.
But Scott Steiner saying this guy is a legitimate businessman. He's clearly been in the business for a while.
Yeah.
Johnny Fairplay.
Scott Steiner, you know, he's a guy that, you know, he got to take him at his word.
Tell it to you straight, you fat bitch.
You know, and he's right. All sports like golf, football.
Yeah.
Right now.
What does a Scott Steiner wear on the course?
The chain link.
Yeah.
Glasses. What do you think?
Yeah, I can't see him in khakis and a polo. So how do you roll with this?
Oh, I'm with Ronnie. I'm team Ron here.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Fairplay. Actually, you know what? No, I'm with Ron. I think Fairplay is trying to screw him. I think he's trying to big shot him, whatever, trying to be all Hollywood with him. But you know, if he wants the $5,000, I think Big Papa Pump had a good point. You know, let's see if the Survivor star can survive in the ring with the big bad booty daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wins, he gets the 5,000.
Let's see if Judge Steve shares your opinion.
The gig did do well, and he did make everybody whole, and you probably at that time could have made Mr. Fairplay whole. See, I don't like this verdict because I always like to go against the grain. I don't know how they let me be a judge, to be honest with you. All right, my verdict is for the plaintiff. I rule in favor of the plaintiff for $5,000.
Wow.
That's my verdict, and that's how.
Terrible verdict.
I mean, he's yelling at the gavel. He's not happy with the verdict, but
I disagree
that's the
with
way
it.
he sees it.
I disagree with it. I think it should be settled in the ring. I think it should be settled in the ring.
In the rain?
The ring.
Oh, okay.
The squared circle.
Minoru Suzuki style. Ring in the rain?
A rain ring.
So, yeah, this is going to be real deal soon. You're going to be in the Steve Harvey chair.
Look, if you've got a dispute that's wrestling related, if you're just a wrestling related person, if you can just tie your dispute back to wrestling, look, we're casting a wide net.
Mm-hmm.
Get in touch with us on Twitter, Instagram. Brett, where can they do that?
Again, it's Wrestling Club WFMU on Instagram, Wrestling_Club_ on Twitter. You'll see the account is followed by Air Paris of WCW. Yeah,
so find Air Paris on Twitter and then go through the accounts he's following and keep scrolling.